Hey, welcome back to another episode of CX Riot Radio where we talk about customer experience and stuff. Still in a hyper caffeinated state. I'm David, I'm the host here, I'm the caffeinated CXO, and welcome to the show. So, I bet you're wondering, what's up? You're probably not, but anyway, what's up is that we have a brand new episode for you this week. And it's a good one, if I dare say so myself. If I may, perchance, be so bold to pronounce, it's another fantastic episode. So, do your part and like, comment, subscribe, and share the show so we can make the show grow. So, there's a quiet killer in the home services business and in every business, across every industry. It's not a recession. It's not the weather. It's not the competition charging 30% less. It's compromise. Not the healthy kind of compromise that builds teams. No. No. It's the slow, creeping kind that chips away at your standards, your culture, your reputation, until you don't even recognize your own company anymore. You wake up one day, like any other, your alarm goes off, you hit snooze, it goes off again, you get up, you start your day. And then you realize your technicians are half-assing service calls. Your CSRs are talking to customers like they're a nuisance. And your reviews are sliding from 5 stars to 1. You're bleeding money on marketing because you can't seem to replace the customers you used to keep. Today, we're talking about how that happens, how to stop it, and how to build a brand that doesn't just survive, but it earns loyalty, referrals, and respect for the long haul. So, here's the thing. Standards never fall all at once. You don't just wake up one day and everything's shit. Okay? They slip, bit by bit. One rushed job, one bad hire, one, we'll just get through the week, right? So maybe you're short a technician, or maybe you're short a CSR. So you hire someone fast. Then that person starts skipping steps, doesn't tarp the floors, doesn't run the full test after the install. Maybe they skip a very important validation question in the call script. Right? Now, your customer service team is taking heat from a pissed off customer because you didn't live up to the standards that you promised in all of your marketing and on your website. And instead of owning it, the customer service department gets defensive. They get short. They get cold. So that customer goes to Yelp or Google and leaves a 2-star review. And now your marketing team has to spin harder just to get a lead to call. One compromise multiplies. So, standards are cultural. When one department slips, the other ones do too. When one department slips, the whole house leans. So, when the pressure's on, doesn't mean it's time to cut corners. It means it's time to double down. When the phones are slammed, when the dispatch board is booked, and someone's calling in sick, you're at a crossroads, aren't you? What do? Do you tell your team to skip steps to keep up? Just hurry up. Throw this part out the window and just get the job done. Right? Or do you hold the line? The line must be drawn here, to quote Picard in First Contact. Great movie, probably the best of the Next Generation movies. But still doesn't hold a candle to 5 out of the original 6 original crew movies. I'll let you guess what that movie is that doesn't hold up to the rest of the 6. The answer might surprise you. Anyway, the great brands, the ones that people talk about in their group chats or with their neighbors, or the ones where people refer you to their best friends, those brands double down when the pressure hits. They do the job right. They call the customer back. They show up with drop cloths, shoe covers, and a good attitude. And the thing is, the market notices. Customers are watching. Reviews are watching. Google is watching. The pressure is the test. And your response becomes your reputation. And let's face it, that's all brand is. Brand is your reputation. So what is your brand? Are you the brand that cuts corners? Are you the brand that does it right? That's for you to decide. So let's talk about customer service for a minute. Yeah, my ashtray is almost full. You can have the best techs on the planet, but if your call center sounds like they just woke up, or they sound like they don't care, or your customers cannot understand what your call center is saying to them, you're done. Customer service is your front line. It's the first impression of your brand. You can have all the cool, flashy marketing you want. You can have the best van wraps. You can have the best billboards. You can have the best viral videos. And customers do pay attention to that. Customers do call you because of that. But it's like partial attention, right? It's not real until that voice answers them on the other end, right? Your customer service is your first impression, your first real impression. It's the beginning of the real sales process. And how they answer the phones and how they interact with the customer, especially first-time customers, is vitally important. That needs to be dialed in. The phone needs to be answered the same way each and every time. And I'm not saying robotically, but I'm saying friendly, pleasant voice, a smile. And for customers who are using you again or calling you back, it needs to go doubly so. They should feel welcome when they call, like your old friends. So, if your customer service team sounds like they're being interrupted, sounds like they'd rather be doing anything else, or sounding like they just woke up, or you made a mistake in who you outsourced to, and your customers can't understand the accents of the people they're talking to, What are you doing? What kind of ship are you running? What kind of standards are you holding up to? Customer service is the front line. It's the first impression. It's the last touch. Honestly, it's what gets remembered and what gets you called back for repeat business. So, when the call queue stacks up, when there's a Karen on line 2 and the CRM is glitching, which happens even with the best of them, CSRs are tempted to rush, to get short, to treat callers like an inconvenience, to become those human form fills that nobody wants to be. That's the beginning of the slide. You want long-term growth? Of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't be doing this, right? Train your CSRs to be people, not robots. Hire ones that smile through the phone. Build scripts that feel like conversations, not cold reads. In fact, only have a couple parts of the call be verbatim. And that should be the greeting, which should be branded. It should have a call to action. And it should have the agent's name. And the closing, which should be thankful, filled with gratitude, and also branded. Those are the only two things that should be verbatim in your script. Everything else should be conversational. Everything else should be like, yes, you need to get this stuff, and you need to do this, but it's in your own words and your own style. Period. It's how to make it human. It's how to make it so that when a customer calls back, they ask for the CSR they really liked the last time to book their call. So, hold them to the same standard you hold your field team to. Better yet, hold them to the same standards that you hold your managers to. And vice versa. If you're marketing white glove service and your call center is chewing people up, you're lying. You're lying to your customer. You're lying to your market, and you're lying to yourself. Now, moving on to customer service, to marketing, because it happens here too, right? Short-term marketing tricks kill long-term brand equity. I'll say it again. Short-term marketing tricks kill long-term brand equity. Too many companies treat marketing like a slot machine. Drop a mailer with 20% off. Run some Facebook ads with a fake deadline. Let's pump reviews through giveaways. That's not marketing. That's desperation. Marketing done right is storytelling. It's reputation. It's trust earned over time through consistent quality, reliable service, and clear values. If you want long-term gains with your marketing, highlight your best reviews. Showcase your techs doing great work. Make your customers the heroes, not your coupons. And when it comes to social media posts and even other posts, it should be about the plumber and not the plumbing. Sell the sizzle, not the steak. If you showcase the plumber with a smile, well dressed, clean cut, blah 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 blah, unless you your whole brand is bikers who are plumbers or something. I don't know, bro. You don't want your plumbers looking like me, okay? Not with long hair and a beard, right? So, these people are going into people's homes. But you want to showcase the plumbers, not the plumbing. Plumbing is gross to most people. Which one would you rather see in an ad? A plumber headed towards a house to resolve their issue? Or a backed up toilet? Which one would you rather see? I know which one I would rather see. The toilet. I'm just kidding. So, your marketing only works if your operations back it up. That's something that a lot of people say they understand, but I don't really think they do in a lot of companies, okay? Your operations has to back up the marketing. If your marketing is selling something that turns out to be bullshit down the line, people talk. And a lot of people don't think word of mouth is a thing anymore because of the internet, right? Oh, no one talks to each other in real life. Yes, they fucking do. And you know what? Talking shit about a company on social media, you don't get a lot of defenders of the company, okay? You get a lot of uncovered complaints. Or, yeah, I would never use them. And you know what? That person goes on to never use you, okay? So, yeah. Your operations, your service has to back up what marketing is saying. Otherwise, marketing is breathing bullshit. And you don't want that. There's a book series called No Bullshit Blank Marketing. You don't want bullshit in your marketing. And a lot of marketing is bullshit, but yours doesn't have to be. So, kind of sort of related to marketing is hiring, right? Because each job ad that you put on Indeed or wherever else you post job ads is kind of like a marketing ad, isn't it? Because you're selling the company. You're selling, hey, we're a great place to work, right? So, it's related. Shut up. So, if you want to destroy your company really fast, if you want to do a destroy your company speed run, hire really shitty people. Hire out of desperation. Hire any warm body that you can put into a truck or put into a call center seat or kind of, sort of, not really knows how to dispatch, right? Just to hire them quick, put them in, it's fine. You're fine. You're doing the destroy a company speed run, remember? You're in this for time, okay? So, I got so verklempt that I swallowed wrong. I would edit that out, but I don't really know how. So, anyway. So, what are you going to do? You're going to bring in a warm body who's got tools and a pulse and ignore whether they care, whether they listen, or whether they give a shit. Okay? Now, you can watch them skip steps, blame dispatch, blame marketing for the quality of the calls, lie to customers, and poison the break room. Alright? So how do you fix that? How do you fix that? Well, it's simple, okay? You hire slow, you fire fast, and you train constantly. Make sure every new employee understands your company values, of course, and also what the standards are, and what happens if those standards slip. And don't stop there. Don't. There ain't no stopping this. Keep sharpening the blade. Ride-alongs, call reviews, side-by-sides. Not to punish? No. But to protect the standards, to protect the brand, to protect the culture. The most expensive person on your team isn't the one that gets the biggest paycheck. And you should know this by now, and I'm sure that you do. But do you believe it? In your heart of hearts, do you believe this? The most expensive person on your team isn't the one with the biggest paycheck. It's the one that drags everyone else down. Period. So, when it comes to standards, we also have to talk about quality, right? So, some people think that quality lives in QA checklists or on a final inspection, right, of a job site. Yeah, does it live there? No, no, fuck you for thinking it. Quality is every step, every touch, every handoff. It's the CSR who schedules the job right. It's the dispatcher who sets the technician up for success. It's the installer who wipes down the unit before they leave. It's the follow-up call that checks on how everything turned out. Quality is culture, and culture only survives when leaders refuse to compromise, especially when it's hard. That's what she said. So when the pressure's on, when the phones are ringing nonstop, when the schedule is packed, that's when you double down. That's when it gets real and it exposes your character. So, you have good quality, you have a good brand, right? Or maybe you don't. I don't know. I don't know you. Does your pricing match your quality? Because if it does, perfect. If it doesn't, if you're priced like the, I don't know, Louis Vuitton of HVAC companies, but your operations are more like the Family Dollar of HVAC companies, there's a misalignment there, right? So, and no hate to Family Dollar. I don't know if they're open, but I'm assuming they are. They might be. I don't know. I don't know, bro. So, you want to charge premium rates, though? Great. That's awesome. You should. If you bring premium experience. That means showing up on time, doing clean work, explaining things clearly, standing behind your warranties, following up after the job. Because if you don't, you're just expensive. And expensive without value is just a fucking ripoff. Long-term profitability comes from alignment. Price and quality must match every time. And if they do, your customers will stick. They'll keep coming back. They'll refer people. And they won't argue about the invoice. But if they don't align, you have some soul searching to do. You need to question some of your operations leaders. You need to question everybody. You need to question who hired these people. And then you need to look in the fucking mirror and say, what have I allowed to happen? So, if there's one takeaway that you get from this, and I hope you do at least get one takeaway, right? Because we're already like 24 minutes in. And that's not including the intro I haven't added yet. So, compromise is a short-term win with long-term loss. The fast hire costs you a dozen callbacks. The skipped follow-up costs you a 5-star review. That quick discount to close a deal undercuts your brand for the next 5 years. You don't need to be the cheapest. You need to be the most trusted. Trust is built on consistency, on standards, on the discipline to say, no, we don't cut corners here. So, here in closing, I'm going to wrap this up because 25 minutes is too long. You don't need a fucking viral campaign, okay? You don't need to race to the fucking bottom on pricing. Nobody wins that game. You sure as hell don't need a fancy rebrand. You just need standards. And you need to hold those standards. In home services, like the rest of the world, the companies that last aren't the ones who grow the fastest. They're the ones who never stopped giving a shit about their standards. Standards aren't what hold you back. They're what hold you together. Hold the fucking line. So, that was our CX Riot Radio episode for this week. We have books, we have merch, we have this, that, and the other down in the Linktree link below. Linktree, not just for OnlyFans girls anymore. So, enjoy the rest of your week. I hope you got something out of this. Don't forget to subscribe.